miss film. Back to net control, 73, KQ4, ORK in the mobile. Thanks, Barry, and yeah, the digitals are much more forgiving than the old films were. Have a good day. And to VLK, Jeff in Lancaster, New York, good morning. Everybody, I hope everybody has a nice day today. We got some rain here in western New York. And to answer your question, currently no, I use my cell phone. I used to carry a digital camera for years, but the phone is so much more convenient. The pictures aren't quite as good, but give some, lose some. And with that, I'll turn it back to net, and I'll say 7-3. I'll be monitoring. And to VLK Mobile. Thank you, Jeff. And I just looked at the radar. It looks like there might be some rain coming, but where I am, it's been days since I've had rain, a long time. Have a great one. W8NJT, Nick in Toledo, Ohio. Good morning. Morning, everyone on the net. Yes, I do have a digital SLR camera. I got about $4,000 in equipment that I like to use, but I haven't used very often. Unfortunately, the camera phone is so much easier to keep a hold of, but yes, I do have a traditional camera. W8NJT, back to net control. All right, thanks, Nick. Have a good day. Next up, we had KE2FLO. Mike in Buffalo was in and out. Thanks for joining us, Mike. Let's go to KB2 WGC. Kevin in Homosassa, Florida. Good morning. And do you still use the traditional camera to take photos?
Good morning to everybody out in the Brew crew, Vicky. And yes, I do have two Nikons, D500 and Z6 II, that is my standard for my air shows and rocket launches. And I do still count that cell phone as a camera there, because there's sometimes that you got to go certain circumstances. It does very well, so I count that I have both. Have a good day, everybody. Be safe. KB2WGC.
Alrighty, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you joining us. Let's see. That's it for the mobiles. Let's go back up to the top of this list here. But before, I just want to mention something here. Last week we had our 1,000th morning brew, and a day later I get a list of folks, the top 100 number of check-ins on the net. And I was amazed at how many times some people checked in. But there was one that stood out. We went through 873 nets. That's how many we were able to go back and get lists of who checked in or what, and run them through the mill. And there was one fellow that stood out who was checked into the morning brew more than anyone. And he had a total out of 873 of 860 nets that he's checked into on the morning brew. I think he was here just about from the beginning, but like I say, we can only go back 873 at the present time. And that fella's on our text list this morning, KA8BYU, Roy in Blaisdell. Roy, are you in there?
Always make it a point to try to check into the brew. It's the perfect way to start the day. KA8BYU, and yes, I have two film cameras, a Canon and a Nikon, and I have a Nikon digital that I use for photos.
Alrighty, Roy, and I want to let you know that being the #1 guy checking in on the morning brew, you will receive in a week or so, maybe a little more, a commemorative coffee mug for the 1,000th morning brew. So as long as you're good on QRZ, which I'm sure you are, be watching for that in a week or so. And we'd like to thank you for checking in every day. That's quite an accomplishment. It was a lot more than I had. You have a good day, Roy, and we appreciate you being here every morning. All right, let's go to the top of the text list here. KC2NJV, Wayne in Belmore, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott and the rest of the crew, KC2NJV. I haven't used a regular camera in years, and the ones I had, I lost to stone sandy. So I guess the answer would be no. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate you stopping by this morning. KD9, YUZ, Jimmy in Wakarusa, Indiana. Good morning, Jimmy.
Well, good morning, Scott and Vicki and Al. Wonderful day here in Wakarusa. No, I just use my cell phone anymore. I can't even remember what happened to the film camera I had. Everybody have a great day. KD9, YUZ, back to you, Scott.
Hey, thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate you joining us and enjoy the nice day. KQ9, KX, Paul in La Pointe, Wisconsin. Good morning.
Good morning to you and everybody else across the country. My photos are by cell phone only nowadays. KQ9KX.
Alrighty, thanks, Paul. Appreciate you joining us. And N3DQD, Ray in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Scott, Vicki, and the rest of the crew in there. Well, I'm going to throw you for a loop. I use my phone camera, but I use it for identifying clothing, reading mail, the thermostat, the temperature on the oven, and those kinds of things. Back to net. This is N3DQD.
Hey, thanks, Ray. Appreciate you joining us and have yourself a fine day. This is W2BLT. Next up, KI6KQO. Zachary down in Kissimmee, Florida. Good morning, and do you still use a traditional camera to take photos?
Good morning, Scott, Vicki, and the Brew crew. Yes, I do occasionally use my Canon DSLR. It's quite old now, but it's still functional, and I do enjoy using it every once in a while. So 7-3 to the group, back to net, KI6KQO.
Alrighty, thanks, Zachary, and I still use my old D40 I've got here. Takes good pictures. It's fun to play with. Have a good day. KR4 EMM, Vincent in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicki, and the crew. Unfortunately, no, I don't use my digital SLR as much as I should. I spend a lot of money on it. Like the phone is so much easier. Anyway, have a great day, and thank you for running the net. Back to the net.
Hey, thanks, Vincent. Have yourself a great day. KM4WZD, Joe in Claremont, Florida. Good morning.
Hey, Scott, good morning. Good morning, Vicki. Good morning to the crew. I'm a no, which is kind of a shame. Yeah, the camera, or the phone's always with me, and so if I need to just grab it right quick and take a quick picture, I can do that, and that's the kind of photography that I do. So, unfortunately, no longer have the little brownie box camera that I had whenever I was younger. Everybody take care. 7-3s. Talk again soon. It's KM4WZD. Back to net.
Thank you, Joe. That reminded me when we were kids, my grandmother had a little brownie box camera that ended up becoming one of toys to play with. Have a good day. Next up, WB2JPQ, Dick, the Godfather in Eden, New York. Good morning, Dick.
Oh, the Godfather turned his little brownie in years ago.
Oh, it's a no for me. Just think though, you know, when we were kids, when we were small, if we could have taken pictures with our phone, how would that have changed our lives? Good or bad, I don't know. Have a good night, everybody. Good day. This is Dick WB to JPQ. Alrighty, thank you, Dick, and we'll talk to you later on the TechNet. Have a good day. KC5CZX, Daryl in Lubbock, Texas. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Scott and the rest of the crew. KC5CZX. Yes, I still have one of the cameras, but no, I don't use it anymore. Back to net. KC5CZX.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Daryl. Appreciate you joining us every morning. Have a good day. 82 KP, Stephen in Brooklyn, New York. Good morning.
No, you can put me down for no. I miss the old cameras, but the cell phone just seems to be a little more convenient these days. Hope everybody has a great day. This is 82 KP, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Stephen, and you have yourself a fine one as well. KQ4 YYN, Joe in Franklin, Georgia. Good morning, Joe, and do you still use a traditional camera to take photos?
Good morning, Scott, Miss Vicky, Mr. Dick out there, everybody else. No, I don't. I just use my cell phone. There's a story behind that. I try to make it quick, because I promised the Godfather I wouldn't tie up the channel too much here lately. The last really nice camera equipment that I had was a Canon. I had it when I was stationed over in Germany, and I sold it December 1988 to come home on emergency leave. I had to pay for my own ticket. At that time, the military wouldn't pay for you to come to see a family member that wasn't a parent or guardian. So I was supposed to have been on that plane that blew up over Lockerbie, Scotland. That's right. I was supposed to have been on that Pan Am flight, but I said no. So I had to pay for my own ticket. I'll fly home on Delta. So my camera equipment, got up the money. Bought my Delta ticket. I came home to Atlanta, and I'm still here talking to you. And glory to God. 7-3, everyone.
Well, it sounds like that was a good decision. Appreciate you joining us, and you have yourself a fine day. Let me acknowledge some more text check-ins here, and then we'll take regular ones. We had KE8WNV, Brad, K4, GDS, Gil, KE2, EIO, Michael, and AA5, JW, James. Who do we have out there anywhere that would like to join us on the morning brew? Please come with your call sign twice and slowly. W5, WL, 5, Alpha, Lima, Mobile. Kilo India 5, Romeo Golf Yankee. Kilo India 5, Romeo Golf Yankee, Mobile. Whiskey Bravo 5, India Tango Tango. WB5ITT Mobile. In and out. N2BH. N2BH. Kilo Charlie, Alpha Victor. Kilo Charlie 3, Alpha Victor. Whiskey Alpha 7, Foxtrot Sierra Kill, 7, Flop, and Halibut. W2 KJV, W2 KJV, WB2 ERX. Well, now, good morning.
Kilo Romeo 4, Tango Lima Hotel. Kilo Romeo 4, Tango Lima Hotel. 3, Tango Golf November. Vector Echo 3, Tango Golf November. 10, Windsor Inter, Canada.
Alrighty, let's hold it up there for just a moment. Let me recognize from the bottom up. We had a VE3, a TGN, Tim in Windsor. By the text, we had KO4, QMM, Roger. We had KR4, TLH, Tony. KD5 is ZPT, Paul in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, was in and out in the mobile this morning. We had Rich, WB2, ERX. Tony, W2KJV. We had WA7. FSH, Glenn out in the fishing territory. We had VA3, CRF, Vern on the morning walk. We had KK4OXX, Jonas and Miramar. KC3LAD, Mike and Lidditz. N2BH, Bill and Pelmar. B5, ITT, Chris and Beaumont was in and out this morning. We had KI5, RGY, Bruce. We had W4, PPX, Don in Hollywood was in and out this morning. And we had sounded like W5AL right up to the top there. Could you come back with that call sign again, please, or just verify it?
Good morning. That's Whiskey 5 Kilo Alpha Lima. Kilo Alpha Lima. Good morning.
Alrighty, Ken in Cleveland. Yeah, I should have known that. Anyone else looking to join us before I run the list, please come with your call sign twice and slowly.
N5DRT. N5DRT, in and out. Kilo Mike 7 Bravo India Oscar. AM7DIO JC. KM6HJS, in and out. In and out. That's Kilo 2 Tango Kilo Delta, in and out.
Alrighty, let me hold it up right there. We had K2, TKD, Garrett in Williamsville was in and out. KM6HJS, Lance in Surprise, Arizona was in and out. We had KM7, BIO, John in Mesa. We had N5DRT, Kurt in Morton, Texas was in and out. By the text, we had N5CHB, N0CKV, and N8ZFH, Gary in Woodhaven. I acknowledge the rest of them. Let me go up and take a couple mobiles here that we had come in there. Let's go to KI5, RGY, Bruce in Leander, Texas. Question of the day, Bruce. Do you still use a traditional camera to take photos? This is W2BLT.
Well, good morning, and I do not have a film camera to my name any longer. I was a big Nikon guy back in the day, but I do have a Nikon digital SLR radio camera that we use occasionally for special occasions. Back to you, Nat. Have a great morning.
Thank you, Bruce. You have a good day, and thanks for joining us. Now let's go down to our other mobile we have here, a VA3 CRF. Vern up in Waterdown, Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Vern. A little bit cooler this morning.
Good morning, Scott and Vicky. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful morning. Right now it's only about 70. I'll take it. It's a little overcast, and it looks like it wants to rain, but it's not raining yet. To answer the question, Scott, no. I do not use separate camera anymore, just use the phone. I still have a digital, little Canon digital one that we used to travel with, but I haven't used it in years. And if I may share a quick anecdote, Took a trip to China back in 1980, and knew it was going to be probably the only time I'd ever be there. So I bought a nice Pentax camera, and I wasn't that experienced using it. And I put a roll of film on, or at least I thought I did, and thought I had some great pictures of Hong Kong. Opened up the back to take the film out, realized that it hadn't spooled through. I didn't have a single picture. Yeah, lesson learned. Anyway, God, hope everyone has a nice day and a good rest of the week. VA3 CRF 73.
Oh, my word. Sounds like a reason for another trip, Vern. You have a good day, and thank you for joining us this morning. Next up, KE8WNV, Brad in Ferndale, Michigan. Good morning.
Well, good morning to everyone on the Brew and the Brew crew. Thanks for taking the check-in. I do not use a traditional camera. I use my cell phone's built-in camera. Don't take a lot of pictures, so that's good enough for me. With that, we'll pass it back to Net Control. This is Kilo Echo 8, Whiskey November Victor.
All right, thank you, Brad. You have yourself a good day, and appreciate you joining us. Next up, Gil, W4GDS in Orlando, Florida. Good morning, Gil. All right, thank you, Gil. Appreciate you joining us, and have yourself a good day. KE2EIO, Michael in Elman, New York. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, everybody. I haven't had a film camera in years, and I use the cell phone because it takes great pictures and video. It's KE2EIO 73 to everybody, and have a good day. Back to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And that's one thing about my old Nikon D40. It doesn't take video at all. Have a good day, and thanks for joining us. Let's go to James, Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey down in Spring, Texas. Good morning, James.
Well, good morning, Scott and Vicky and everybody out there on the Brew crew. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile. James in Spring, Moblin to Houston for work today. It's going to be a hot one, but that's all right. It's summer, and I'll take it. To the question at hand, yeah, I still use my DSLR quite a bit. There's just something nice about, you know, when you're with family, being able to pick up a camera and snap photos. And you know, when I pick up my Canon and start snapping photos, I do not get any kind of Facebook or email or text message notifications on the screen to distract me. So I don't know, I feel like I'm just a little more engaged when I'm using the real camera versus using the phone camera. Maybe I've just got a touch of the ADD, who knows. Well, that's all I got for y'all. I'll hand it back to Nat. Everybody have a blessed day and stay safe out there. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile. We'll be monitoring.
Alrighty, thank you, Ken. Appreciate you joining us, and you have yourself a good day. Whoa, no, that was James. I'm sorry. Now let's go to Ken, W5KAL, Cleveland, Texas. Good morning, Ken. And do you still use a traditional camera to take photos?
Good morning, Net Control and all on the Brew crew. I do not. Never really got into photography to actually buy a camera, traditional camera, so that's where I'm at on that. Y'all have a great day, safe travels, God bless. W5KAL, back to Net.
All right, thank you, Ken. Appreciate you stopping by this morning. You have yourself a fine day. Next up, one of your hosts here on the Morning Brew, Bill, N2BH from Palmyra, New York. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, everybody. Yeah, I've got a Sony digital SLR I use occasionally. Bought it to take on a motorcycle trip, and yeah, I still use it. And the rest of the day, be going to a monthly retired deputy's lunch and see what the rest of the day brings. N2BH.
The key word there is retired. Have a good lunch, and thanks for joining us, Bill. Appreciate it. Next up, first, this is W2BLT, half past the hour. Next up, KC3LAD, Mike in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, everyone on the crew. I had to move inside. There's a roofer with equipment out back. This is Kilo Charlie 3 Lima Alpha Victor, Mike in Warwick Township, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Beautiful sunny day. It's going to get hot and sticky around here. Negative to your question, we still own a Canon digital camera that we haven't used in 15 years. We definitely take to the point and shoot camera on the phone. Thank you for having the net, and slowly but surely this roofer is going to get past my deck so I can sit back and enjoy the beautiful outside. KC3LAV, back to net. Thank you. Goodbye.
Alrighty, Mike. Just go out and yell at them and say, it's too early to start working yet, but I can see why they are before the heat gets there. Have a good day, Mike. KK4OXX, Jonas in Miramar, Florida. Good morning, and do you still use a traditional camera to take photos?
Good morning, and thanks for taking my check-in. And yes, I do still use that camera, not as often, because it's not as convenient. However, I just like the radio in the phone now, but you have to keep in mind and trying to make everything go right. The old camera do the same. Funny thing, out of convenience, you know, the phone cameras are the best, and would you believe they're up to 48 megapixels now? The cameras that I have, DSLR, are back down to 10 megapixels. So, back then I used to take headshots for my acting friends. Being a retired deputy myself, back in the day when I got on the crime scene, headshot had a different meaning. And sometimes it's because that's all you had left on the crime scene. But anyway, thanks for taking a check-in, and you all have a great one. KK4OXX.
Alrighty, Jonas, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Next up, let's go out to Rainier, Oregon. WA7FSH. Good morning, Glenn.
Hey, great to hear you, Scott. It's been a while. Good morning, everybody on the Brew crew. Well, now that I've got the social media presence and the podcast, plus the Outdoorsnet YouTube, I am using a digital camera and a couple of GoPros, a lot more than I am my phone, really. So, yep, that's what's going on over here. That, and I put a decking and an electric trolling motor on my pontoon kayak and just buzzing around the river. Have a good one, everybody. 7-3, WA7, flounder, salmon, and halibut.
There we go. He forgot to unhook himself there. Alrighty, let's go down to W2 KJV, Tony in Homosassa, Florida, one of our team members here. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicki. Good morning, everyone on the Morning Brew. Tony here in Homosassa, where it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity is already up to 88%. No, Scott, haven't used the traditional camera since the kids grew up in the 80s and 90s. Use the camera on the cell phone now. Hope everyone has a great day. And Scott, thanks for doing the net. W2KJV. Back to you, Scott.
Thanks for joining us, Tony. Appreciate it as always. WB2ERX, Rich in Ridge, New York. Good morning.
Morning, Scott, and the rest of the crew. Yes, we still have a film camera and a digital camera and use the phone. But one of the problems we have is we have about thousands of film pictures that, of the family growing up, 4 kids. And I can't get rid of them because all the kids want me to put them on digital to give them to them. What's wrong with film? WB2ERX is clear.
Wow, I don't know what that was exactly, but thanks for joining us, Rich. I appreciate it. Let's get on to KR4, TLH, Tony. And I'm not even going to try that one. North Carolina. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning to everyone, and it is actually Chinquapin, North Carolina. And I had a Minolta 7000i back in the early 90s, and I think there is still a roll of film that has not been developed. I do not take pictures much anymore, but what I do is usually on the cell phone. Everyone have a good day. KR4 TLH.
Thank you, Tony. And I'm still not going to try the name of that city. Have a good day, and thanks for joining us. Next up, my buddy Roger, KO4QMM down in Umatilla, Florida. Morning, Roger, and do you still use a traditional camera to take photos?
Good morning, Mr. Scott and the Brew crew. You can put me down for no. And I got yard work out there just waiting on me today. Talk to you later, my friend. Everybody have a great day. 73 KO4QMM clear.
Oh, there's that W word again. You got to be careful, Roger. Have a good day, and thanks for joining us. Let's go up to VE3TGN, Tim, up in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Tim.
And Scott and Vicky on the log there, I would say no. I'm just looking at the one I have in my desk. It's a Kodak, but I use my cell phone for photos. They work out so good there. I got a iPhone 16, and it really takes good pictures there, Scott. So have a really good net in 7312, VE3TGN in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Thanks for being there.
Well, thanks for joining us there this morning, Tim, and you have yourself a good day. N8ZFH, Gary in Woodhaven, Michigan. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the Brew crew. And all I use nowadays is my cell phone. But we watched a special on TV History Channel the other day on Instamatic cameras and instant cameras. And we still have one or two SX70s. Tried some film a couple of years ago, but I thought it was new old stock or something. Didn't work, but I guess they still make it. Please check in and out. I'll continue to listen. And it's back to that.
All right, thanks, Gary. Have a good day. Appreciate you joining us. This is W2BLT. Next up, N0 CKV. Mark in Plymouth, Michigan. Good morning.
That's Minnesota, Scott. Common mistake. Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the rest of the Brew crew. I use my cell phone for a camera. N0 CKV, back to net.
You know, I screwed that up last week on you, too. We get so many Michigans in here, I see the M and jump to conclusions. Have a good day, Mark, and thanks for joining us. Next up, N5 CHP, Chuck in Sugar Land, Texas. Good morning.
Morning, Brew Crew. Happy Tuesday. I use my phone 90% of the time, but I did go out 2 years ago and bought a brand new Canon mirrorless digital camera. It's just no substitute for that if you're taking wildlife pictures, or I do a lot of boating. So 90% the phone, 10% the other. Hope everyone has a great week. Turn it back to net control, November 5, Charlie Hotel Bravo, 73s.
7 BIO, John in Mesa, Arizona. Good morning.
When I was have an old Panasonic, and it had that capacitor that would charge inside of the thing, and I still have that sitting around to whip out so I can listen to that every once in a while, but it's getting a little tougher to hear that high pitch of that whine as I get older. But, you know, for work and everything, it's all done on the cell phone. We gotta take pictures of everything we do before and after, and, you know, it's just a little bit of a pain these days. But, yeah, I still keep that Panasonic around for sure. That's, you know, that was a catalyst on the KN7 DIO. I'll be clear, and 73, everybody have a great day. From Mesa.
Artie, thanks for joining us this morning. So early out there. John, you have yourself a good day. All right, let me acknowledge some more text check-ins here, and then we'll take some regular check-ins with it. We had NA2B, Charlie and Birdie in Sun City. KD2YUY, Charles, KD3HAN, Anna, KQ8U, Bob, N1 CBM, Carlos, W2RBC, Randy, and KE8SMN, Jeff in Rochester Hills, Michigan. Who else do we have looking to join us this morning? Please come with your call sign twice and slowly.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Golf Oscar, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Golf Oscar.
Net control, please copy November 9, Bravo, Bravo Motel, N9 BBM. Nathan, Chicago.
X-ray 2, Delta X-ray. Whiskey X-ray 2, Delta X-ray.
Kilo 6 Lima November India K6 and I will be in and out. Kilo November 4 Romeo Whiskey, Kilo November 4 Romeo Whiskey.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo India Delta. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo India Delta.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Tango Juliet, Papa Charlie, Zulu, Tango Kilo Foxtrot 0, Papa Charlie, Zulu. KF8, DRC. KF8, Detroit, Rock City.
Kilo Bravo 8, Papa Lima Victor, Kilo Bravo 8, Papa Lima Victor, Chris, in and out.
Alrighty, let's hold it up right there. We recognize from the bottom up. We had a KB8 PLV, Chris in Novi, Michigan was in and out. Then we had KF8 DRC, Jack, KD3 ATQ, Jim via the text. We had KF0 PCZ, David, DA3 KTJ, Jinsuk up in Canada. We had KF8 EID, Terrence, KN4 RW, Rudy. We had K6 LNI, Lancelot out in Hayward, California, was in and out. Thanks for joining us. We had WX2 DX, Bill. N9 BBM, Nate in Chicago. KF8 EGO, Chris in Perrysburg, Ohio. And the rest of them I acknowledged. Let's go to we have no mobiles here. Let's go to the top of this list. NA2B, Charlie in Sun City Center, Florida. Good morning, Charlie, and do you still use a traditional camera to take photos?
Good morning, Scott. Everybody on the net from Birdie and I in Tampa Bay. 82 this morning. A little bit balmy. Our response to the question, Scott, no. We use the iPhone. It's pretty hard to beat the functionality and the of an iPhone or digital camera like that, where you can see the photo right away. I will tell you, I tried my hand many years ago with a 35 millimeter, thinking I'd get right into it. It didn't turn out so pretty. So, anyway, thanks for what you do. Have a good day. Back to you, Scott. NA2B, back to that.
All right, Charlie, you and Bertie have a great day. Appreciate you joining us. KD2 YUI, Charles in Syracuse. Good morning.
Well, good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody listening in on the Brew Crew. Yeah, answer the question, no. It's probably been about 4 years or longer since I've used a traditional camera. Use the phone, quick storage, share the picture. It's tough to beat it. 73, all back to that control. K2 YUI.
Alrighty, thank you, Charles. Have a good day. Let's go to Anna, KD3HAN down in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Anna.
Good morning, Scott and Vicki and the crew in there this morning. No, I do not use a traditional camera. I use my phone to take pictures of clothes and read my mail. This is KD3HAN. Everybody have a good day.
All right, Anna, thank you for joining us, and have yourself a fine day. Let's go up to Ecorse, Michigan to Bob, KQAU. Good morning, Bob.
Morning, Scott, Vicky, and the rest of the crew. I got my hand shakes, so I don't take real good pictures with my phone. But I have a little Kodak digital camera I use to take pretty good pictures with. But I haven't used it last time. I was having some troubles with it. So a lot of times if I'm at a car show over there, I need a bit of pictures. I have somebody else take it. It's a lot easier for me. Although up until a few years ago, I still had I think it was called a Malika. It printed onto 3.5-inch floppy disks. That took pretty good pictures till it didn't. Everybody have a good day. KQ8U back to that.
3.5-inch floppy disk. I love it, Bob. Have a good day. Appreciate you joining us. This is W2BLT around the home stretch. Let's go to N1CBM. Carlos, one of our team members and your host on the occasional East Coast Reflector Aeronautical Net. Good morning, Carlos.
Morning, Scott, Vic, everybody else. I haven't seen those in a while, the 3.5-inch floppy disks. And even longer, the 5 1/4. I remember those dearly. I use the phone all the time for pictures and everything else related to work. So yeah, I haven't used the SLR in a long time. Although I have one, it's been gathering dust there for a bunch of years. I think my daughter came across it the other day and she was asking Mom to see if she could dust it and start using it. I think it's a good idea. N1CBM, back to you, Scott.
Thanks, Carlos. Appreciate it. And have yourself a fine day. Next up, Randy, one of our team members here, W2RBC in West Seneca, New York. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and everyone on the morning brew. I use several SLR digital cameras about half of the time. The rest of the time I use my cell phone camera. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2RBC.
Thanks, Randy. Have yourself a fine day. KE8SMN, Jeff in Rochester Hills, Michigan. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, everyone on the brew. This is KE8SMN. Put me down for yes. I have a couple cameras that I use, although, yep, the phone is handy, so it gets used also. This is KE8SMN, back to net control.
Alrighty, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Have a fine one. KF8EGO, Chris in Perrysburg, Ohio. Good morning.
Good morning to everyone on the day so far. I do have a mirrorless camera that I do use a lot for my son's hockey and lacrosse games and a bunch for my daughter's soccer games, which is great for taking action photos. Hope everyone has a great day, and this is KF8EGO, back to the net.
Alrighty, thank you, Chris. Appreciate you joining us and have a good day. Next up, N9 BBM, Nate in Chicago, Illinois, joining us in the Zoom room this morning. Good morning, Nate.
Hey, good morning. All right, so there's the latest camera I just got. It's a CCD full-frame DSLR. So, although I still do television, I love photography, so I shared a link with you from Lincoln Park Zoo. But I'm on day 8 of 12, so I don't know what day it is. I thought it was Wednesday, but great question. Hope everyone has a great day. Back to net control at 9 BBM.
Nate, I don't know what day I'm on here. Every day's Saturday. Have a good one, and thanks for joining us. Next up, WX2 DX Bill, Port Matilda, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
WX2DX. More often than not, I'll use my cell phone camera for photographs because it's handy. It's always with me. For serious photography, I use my DSLR. Back to that, WX2DX.
you, Bill. Have a good day, and thank you for joining us. KN4RW, Rudy in Smithfield, North Carolina. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody on the net. KN4RW. Well, you can put me down for no, but traditional cameras, that is, and use my iPhone cameras. So, with that, pass back to net control. Have a wonderful week. KN4RW.
All right, thanks for joining us, Rudy. Appreciate it. Next up, KF8EID, Terrence in Washington, Michigan. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Scott, and everyone else on the net. You can put me down for yes. I have a mirrorless digital camera that I use, but like most others, I most often use the cell phone. Back to that.
Thanks, Terrence. Appreciate you joining us this morning. DA3 KTJ Jinsuk up in LaSalle, Ontario, Canada. Good morning. Right along, let's go to KF0, PCZ, David in St. Louis, Missouri. Good morning, David.
I don't know. I guess I'm pulling a fast one on you. We're really not in St. Louis right now. We've sold about everything when I retired a few years ago and bought ourselves an RV, and we're traveling the country. But I do have my radio set up. No, I haven't had a digital in a long time. I can't imagine that went the way of the dinosaurs, I think, pretty much. Could you imagine just seeing people walking up and down the streets with their digital cameras all hanging off their neck instead of their cell phones in their hands? That'd be a funny sight. KF0, PCZ.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, David. And I live near Niagara Falls, and I can tell you that when you go to the falls, there are many, many more people that have a camera around their neck as opposed to a phone in their hand taking pictures. I think they're afraid of getting a little spray on their phone. I don't know, but have a good day. KD3ATQ, Jim in Easton, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the rest of the Brew crew. Yeah, occasionally I will get out an old SRT 100 35 millimeter and just practice shooting. It used to be an old hobby. Back to net control, KD3ATQ.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us this morning. And the last one for me this morning, KF8 DRC, Jack in Rochester, Michigan. Good morning.
Morning, everyone. I have Apple phone, and I use it for that digital camera always. And that's all for now. KF8 DRC.
Alrighty, Jack. Thanks for joining us, and have a good day. And thanks to everybody who checked in with me this morning. I appreciate it. I'm going to turn it over now to Al, K8BAC up in Britain, Michigan. Everybody have a fine day. This is W2BLT.
Well, thank you, Scott. This is Al, K8BC. Along with Vicky, K8BKY, logging for me, keep me out of trouble. And boy, Scott, you left me in a bad place, bud. You gave me Andy. W2AJR, good morning, Andy. Question of the day, do you still use traditional cameras to take photos, or you just use your cell phone?
Good morning, Al. I guess Scott doesn't love me anymore. Yeah, I still use a traditional camera. I've got a Canon Rebel T3i. I also have a thermal imaging camera that I use every once in a while, too. The rest of the day is work, and then we'll catch you on the tech bed, I guess, tonight. 7-3, all have a great day.
Yeah, we're debating that whole thermal emission camera. I think you'll do nothing but trouble with that there, Andy. All right, have a great day. Next up, N8, HLN, Mike in Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Al, Vicky, and the crew. Coming to you today from the shores of northern Lake Huron, here just north of Oscoda. For the answer to the question, I use both. I use the iPhone for a quick phone, quick pic, but I do like to use the Canon EOS with some longer lenses when I'm photographing different birds and nature scenes. So that's back to net, N8HLN.
All righty, thank you, Mike. Sounds like you're in a good place today. Next up, finally on this list, K4 PJM, Perry in Leesburg, Florida. Good morning, Perry.
Good morning, Al, Vicky, everybody on the Brew. Well, I, just like most people, switched over to using the one on the phone. Found some troubles with that, though. If you ever have your phone crash and you don't have it backed up, you lose a lot of pictures. So now that's our practice of backing up the pictures off the phone. But we use just the phones these days. K4 PJM, back to net. Everybody have a great day.
All righty, thank you, Perry. Have a great day yourself. And hey, let's grab Milton here before he gets away from us. WP4VW. Good morning, Milton. WP4VW, Milton, you with us? All right, we'll come back to him. Let's get some mobile stations. It's 8:03, you're probably late for work. Come now with your call signs, twice and slowly, mobiles only, and go.
Kilo 9 Delta Quebec, mobile. Out. Kilo 9 Delta Quebec. KJ5 KOR. KJ5 KOR.
Have a good day.
All right, that last station that said, have a good day, everybody. Can you come back with your call sign twice and slowly, please?
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Alpha Tango Echo KF8 ATE.
All right, we got you, Carrie, in Harrison Township, Michigan, way up there. Anybody else? Mobile stations, come down to the call signs, twice and slowly.
Yankee 4 Delta Alpha Mobile. 9 Yankee 4 Delta Alpha Mobile, check in, check out.
November 4, Romeo, Sierra Mike. November 4, Romeo, Sierra Mike.
Alrighty, we'll hold it up right there, acknowledging our in and outs first. We have 9Y4 DAA David, Trinidad. Good morning, David. He was in and out. KF8 ATE Carey, Harrison Township, Michigan was in and out. K9DQ Al in Clarkston, Michigan was in and out. We also have N4 RSM Richard, Sumter, North South Carolina. We have K2CMT Mike in DeBerry, Florida, one of our facilitators. KJ5 KOR David, Houston, Texas. And checking in via text, KC2 GRN Joel in East Yaffink, New York.
KE2EDS Mark in Elma, New York, one of our net controllers, and WP4VW Milton in, well, he's probably somewhere around Texas or somewhere. So let's get our mobile stations here, and we'll get to the rest of them. KJ5, KOR, David in Houston, Texas. Do you still use a traditional camera to take photos, or do you just use your cell phone? Good morning, David.
Good morning to everybody. Still use the Canon SLR a lot. I take it on trips with me primarily. The wife uses only the cell phone. Recently, my granddaughter required to have a film camera as part of her criminal justice degree, and I had an old Canon that she used, but I still use the SLR. This is KJ5KOR in Houston, Texas. Thank you, sir.
All righty, thank you, David. Have a great day. And yeah, we still have a Pentax around here. My wife's kind of the shutterbug of the family, so she's got 2 or 3 different traditional cameras, pretty good ones too. Next up, one of our facilitators, K2CMT Mike in DeBerry, Florida. Good morning, Mike.
I was just on my way out the door, and I wanted to get in long enough to congratulate you for filling the hottest seat at Morning Brew. You got a lot to live up to, everybody, but sure do appreciate you coming forward. You have a great day, and everyone, as far as the camera, SLR is still in the mix, but it's not as strong as it used to be. The camera quality on phones has gotten way too good. Have a great day, everyone.
Well, Mike, there's certainly big shoes to fill, and I don't think I could ever do it, but you're one of the reasons I even started checking in on the Morning Brew, and I'd like to thank you for that. Little did I know on this end of it. So let's see. I think we have one more mobile in for RSM, Richard in Sumter, South Carolina. Good morning, Richard.
Well, in for RSM. I use an iPhone. I don't really, not much of a shutterbug myself, but I use the iPhone to take pictures of the grandkids and other things I run across. But thank you for running the net. In for RSM, clear.
All righty, thank you, Richard. Have a great day. Now let's get these text check-ins. Let's see if Milton's back. WP4VW, Milton, you back with us?
Sí, señor. Good morning to you and everybody listening WP4 live from Houston Bush Airport. So I'm about to get to work, and sometimes when I get to the entrance where I work at, cell phone signal fades off. Anyhow, so I have a Nikon DSLR. I carry it most of the time with me, even though cell phones have come way far and have great resolution, but there's nothing wrong by going classic with the regular camera. Back to Unit Control 73. 1,000 players for those here in the state of Texas, and for those first responders that are doing their call of duty. Back to Unit Control 73, WP4 Victor Whiskey. Adios.
Alrighty, sorry about that, folks. Little cross up there. Technology, gotta love it. Next up, via text, Mark, one of our net controllers, KE2 EDS, Alma, New York. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Al. Good morning, Vicki and the rest of the Brew. As far as cameras, I do have a good SLR, but I do not use it. I basically use a cell phone. I mean, the technology's there. They take great pictures. Have a good day, KE2 EDS.
All right, thank you, Mark. You have a great day as well. Let's see. Next up, KC2 GRN, Joel in East Yaphank, New York. Wow, I can't talk this morning. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning, Al, Vicki, and everybody on the Morning Brew, KC2GRN. No, I do not have a traditional camera any longer. I just use the cell phone, and that seems to do a pretty good job, so can't complain with it. And I don't have to worry about fading pictures. Anyway, thanks a lot for what you do. KC2GRN, back today.
All righty, have a great day. We've had some more text check-ins come in while we were going through the list. We had KD5 RRJ, Dan in Kirbyville, Texas. We had KF0 MHN, Bill in East Bethel, Minnesota. And looks like, I don't know what this one is, KII5 PMI. That's kind of loading still. But anyways, we'll let it do its thing. We'll jump up to KD5 RRJ, Dan in Kirbyville, Texas. Good morning, Dan.
This is KD5 RRJ. Good morning, sir, and the rest of the Brew crew. And I'd have to say I still use a SLR. I have different lenses of interchange, but I'm big into nature photography. And so a lot of times I put a telephoto lens to get stuff that's way out there, and then I'll switch over to a macro lens and take things that are really up close. And love it. I do use the cell phone camera, but I do like the old classics. So that's where I'm. This is KD5RRJ. Y'all have a great rest of the morning. Back to net.
All right, thanks, Dan. Nothing wrong with the classics, that's for sure. KF0 MHN, Bill in East Bethel. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Brew Crew. No, I do not have a camera other than my Android phone, and I'm not much of a picture taker anyway, so back to you. Net KF0 MHN. Have a great day.
All righty, thank you, Bill. You have a great day. Finally on the text check-in list, that was with KI5 PMI Bill over there in Hobbs, New Mexico. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Al, everybody on the Brew. I do have a traditional digital camera, but I haven't used it in probably 10 or 12 years. I always just take my pictures with my phone, and honestly, the phone does a better job. Rest of the day, just a little work. Hope everybody has a great day. KI5 PMI. Back to net.
All right, thank you, Bill. You have a great day, too. And let's pick up K5YNU, Florin in Conroe, Texas. Good morning, Florin.
Good morning, Al, Vicki, everyone on the Morning Brew crew. I do have a SLR Nikon, but very seldom used now. It's still a great camera, but I guess inconvenience now. Or, it's easy to pull out the phone and you got a picture. Back to the net control, everyone. Have a blessed day. K5YNU.
All right, thank you, sir. You have a great day, too. Enjoy. All right, that takes us down to the bottom of the list. Let's take general check-ins. General check-ins. Come now with your call signs twice and slowly.
This is Kilo Alpha 1 Mike Romeo. Kilo Alpha 1 Mike Romeo Charlie. Mitch in North Javan, New York.
Kilo Echo 8 Yankee Juliet Golf Danielle in Mississippi.
Kilo Charlie 1 Queen Papa London, KC1 2PL.
Kilo Charlie 3 Foxtrot Golf Delta. Kilo Charlie 3 Foxtrot Golf Delta.
Delta, Foxtrot, Tango, Jason in Riverview.
Delta Whiskey 3 Hotel Hotel Foxtrot, Delta Whiskey 3 Hotel Hotel Foxtrot,
Alpha 8 Whiskey India. November 1 Whiskey Echo Bravo. November 1 Whiskey Echo Bravo.
For Code 1, November Yankee Sierra for 1, yeah.
November 2 India Sierra Kilo. November 2 India Sierra Kilo.
Alrighty, that's a pretty good little list. There was a couple that we didn't quite get all your call signs, so you may have to come back, but I'm going to tell you who we got. We got N2 ISK Bob in Woodbridge, New Jersey. We have 4G1 NYS Stephen in the Philippines. DW3 HHF Joseph in the Philippines. We got N1 WEB Webb in Collierville. We got BE2 CWB Warren in Canada, Quebec. We have K4DFT Jason, Riverview, Florida. We have W8 ROY Roy, Livonia, Michigan. KC3FGD Ray, Elizabethtown. We got KC1 QPL John in South St. Paul. We got W2 KDC Dennis in Dansville, New York. We got KE8 YJG Danielle in Sylvan Lake. And we got KA1 MRC Mitch in Honolulu, Hawaii. We had a station there that sounded like it had an 8WI in the call sign. If you could come back with your call sign twice and slowly, we can get you in the log.
Yes, sir. It's Alpha 8 Whiskey Alpha 8 Whiskey India. I was just getting ready to text on the text line. So yeah, Bernie in Ohio.
All right, we got you. Bernie in Portsmouth, Ohio. All right. Anybody else want to get in on this list before we run down through the list? Come out with your call signs twice and slowly.
Kilo Echo 2 Bravo Delta Oscar. Kilo Echo 2 Bravo Delta Oscar. In and out mobile.
Victor Alpha 3 Yankee Bravo Sierra. Victor Alpha 3 Yankee Bravo Sierra.
Kilo 4 Victor Tango Tango. KK4 VTT. Kissimmee, Florida. That's a good list you got there.
It most certainly is, Bruce. KK4BTT. And we got KC2JPQ, Frank in Lancaster. We have YBS, Bill in Dunsville, Ontario. We have KE2BDO, Richard, Schuler Falls, New York. He was in and out. Thanks for checking in this morning. And I think we got the rest of them. All right, let's jump up to the top of this list. Well, actually, Bruce, you sound like you're mobile, so let's get you first, and then we'll move on to the top of the list. Question of the day, do you still use a traditional camera to take photos? KK4 VTT, good morning. KK4 VTT, you still with me? All right, maybe he was in and out. We'll jump up to the top of the list and go with KA1 MRC. This is Al, KABAC, along with Vicky, KEABKY, logging for me. And like I said, question of the day, do you still use traditional cameras to take photos? KA1 MRC, Mitch in Honolulu, good morning.
Oh, hi, and good morning to the Brew crew and net control. Just have my smartphone, so no camera over here. Thanks for doing the net and acknowledging me. This is KA1 MRC.
I'm pretty clear anyway, but have a great day, Rich, okay? So I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All righty. Thanks for checking in this. Well, I can't decide whether you haven't been to bed yet or whether you woke up so early I can't even fathom it, but have a great day, whatever you're up to today. KE8YJG, Danielle in Sylvan Lake. Good morning.
I have a traditional camera, but getting it developed the traditional way is kind of annoying. It's a little hard unless you have somebody who has a dark room.
Yeah, right. Well, we lost you a little bit right at the end there, but it sounds like you use your cell phone more than anything. It's a little too convenient, I know. Breaking with KE8YJG. Thanks, Danielle, for checking in this morning. Let's go to W2KDC, Dennis in Dansville, New York. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, Al, Vicky, and everybody on the Brew crew. There's a traditional camera somewhere in the house. Operative word being somewhere. I don't remember the last time it was used. Use the smartphone. Takes pictures just as good as my digital SLR used to. A whole lot more convenient. So everybody have a great day today. This is W2KDC, back to the net.
All right, thank you, Dennis. Have a great day. Next up, KC1, QPL, John in South St. Paul. Good morning, John.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Vicky. Thanks for having me this morning. KC1 QPL. I'm like a lot of people. I've got one laying around somewhere, but I don't use it anymore. Technology on my smartphone is smarter than I am. Anyway, back to you, sir. Thanks for having me. KC1.
All righty, thank you, John. Have a great day. Next up, KC3FGD, Ray, Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Ray.
Hey, good morning, Al, Vicky, everyone on the Brew. Hey, the answer is yes. I do a lot of selling on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and I use a Kodak Easy Share DX7440. In fact, I got it sitting right here in front of me. Use it daily, strictly for that kind of thing, for the items I'm selling. I love it, very compact, works well. As far as the rest of the day, boy, another beautiful day here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, so I'm going to be heading up to the wood shop and over at the gardens. A lot of harvesting going on. KC3FGD, back to net control.
All righty, thank you, Ray. Have a great day. Next up, W8ROY, Roy in Livonia. Good morning, Roy.
Hey, good morning, Al. Good morning, Vicky. Everyone else on the Morning Brew. Greetings from the freeway of Metro Detroit. I do not use a camera any longer. I have two nice ones somewhere, but just use the cell phone now. It's quick and easy. Everybody have a great day, and back to net control, W8ROY.
All righty, thank you, Roy. Have a great day yourself. Next up, K4, DFT, Jason in Riverview, Florida. Good morning, Jason.
Hey, good morning to you and everybody. We do have a camera, and we use it, but we usually like for special occasions like birthdays or stuff like that. Other than that, on regular days, we'll use our iPhone camera. So yes, but we do use it. I hope everybody has a terrific Tuesday. I'll say 73 K4 DFT.
Alrighty, thank you, Jason. Have a great day yourself. Next up, BE2 CWB Warren, Quebec, Canada. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Al. I'm actually in Montreal, so just to clarify things there. I don't use I just use the cell phone now. I don't use a digital camera anymore or an SLR or whatever. Even though I have one or two kicking around the house somewhere. No, I'm just a cell phone user. Back to you.
Alrighty, thank you, Warren. Have a great day. And hopefully I haven't been too low in the noise floor here because just realized that something happened to my node, and I just went into the program and actually turned things back up, so now I can hear everybody nice and clear. All right, let's go down to AA8WI Bernie in Portsmouth, Ohio. Good morning.
Good morning to everyone on the. We still have regular cameras, but the iPhone camera is just more convenient, so don't really use the regular ones anymore. We've got lots of grandkid pictures on our phones. So that's about it. Have a great day. 73 to all. AA8WI.
Alrighty, thank you, Bernie. Have a great day. Enjoy yourself out there. Next up, N1WEB Webb down there in Collierville, Tennessee. Good morning, Webb.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you, Vicki. You can put me down as a sometimes. I rarely use the SLR, but it's nice to use it. I think you've motivated me to bring it out today, and I'm going to take some pictures when I get the work done. It's a Nikon 5100, and yeah, sometimes. N1 WEB, back to the net.
All right, thank you, Webb. Have a great day. Next up, DW3HHF, Joseph in the Philippines. Good morning.
Good morning, Sir Al. Good morning, all stations. This is DW3HHF, Joseph from Philippines. And I use only smartphones for taking pictures. And we do not have a traditional camera. Have a nice day. Net control, DW3HHF. 73 to all. Gracias.
All righty, thank you, Joseph. Have a great day. Next up, 4G1 NYS, Stephen in the Philippines. Good morning.
From here in the Philippines, this is for my name is Steven. What's your smartphone here rather than I think it's because and everything that your camera does before the take back to you, Al. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Stephen. We got that you use a cell phone. You had quite a bit of packet loss in there, so you might have something going on with your node. You may want to check that out. But thanks for checking in this morning. Have a great day. Into ISK Bob, Woodbridge, New Jersey. Good morning.
Good morning, Alan Crew. Well, the short answer is no, not conventional. I do use mostly my phone these days, and one small digital camera, that pocket size that I use. I've had just about everything since I was very young. Everything from my father's old speed graphic sheet film camera, where you put the big holders in there and flip them over and all that, and black and white pictures, brownies and Instamatics and 35 millimeter. I used to go back into New York and buy 100-foot rolls of film and empty cans, and I loaded my own film. I had an early sound movie camera with a magnetic stripe for the sound. But I'm from back in the day when junior high school, they actually taught us how to develop and print, well, black and white. Black and white film. So there you go. Anyway, everybody have a good day. And to Steve.
All right, thank you, Bob. Have a great day yourself. Next up, BA3YBS, Bill in Dunnville, Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Al and Vicki and everybody else on the Brew crew. Yes, I have a couple of Nikon digital SLRs that I like to use. I love the ability to change from a long telephoto lens to a wide angle or whatever the situation requires. I started shooting film on a Pentax Spotmatic F way back in the day, and I have a small collection of old antique cameras, some of them well over 100 years old, and some of them are just beautiful to look at with the red folding bellows and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, BA3YBS, back to you.
All right, thank you, Bill. Have a great day. Next up, via text, KC2JPQ, Frank in Lancaster. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Al, and everybody listening to the Brew. Yes, I still use my SLR camera. Not as often as I'd like to, but I still try to use it. And not much going on today. I guess we got some rain coming in. Might be a welcome sight. And everybody have a great day. I'll send it back to the net, KC2JPQ.
Well, Frank, I hope you get the front that we had yesterday. Came through, dumped some rain, and cooled everything off. About 10, 15 degrees, and it was very welcome. Next up, via text, we got W8WHK Bill in North Fort Myers, Florida. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning from Southwest Florida. It's about 80 degrees out already. It's going to be a warm one today. I haven't used a traditional camera since the 90s. I do have some small digital cameras that I was using, but now I just use the telephone. And, because, in the old days you had the cell phones that did not have cameras in it, and I always wished I could have a camera in the cell phone, and I finally got one, and now that's all I use. Okay, back to you, 7301, this is W8WHK, 73.
All right, thank you, Bill. Have a great day. Finally on this list, via text, we have WA8CLG, Doug in Homosassa, Florida. Good morning.
This is WA8CLG. Very good morning, everybody. And the answer to the question for me is just use my cell phone for pictures nowadays. I used to have a very, very good Fuji camera, and I loved that camera, but it quit working. I sent a few emails out to repair shops, and they all replied that without even looking at it, it's not worth the cost to repair. So away it went, and that's my story. Everybody have a good one. WA8CLG. Back to you, Ed. Or Al, I'm sorry.
All righty, thank you, Doug. Have a great day. Yep, unfortunately, some of that technology is just not rebuildable. Takes us down to the bottom of this list. It's 8:36. This is Al, KABAC, along with Vicky, KABKY. Logging for me, keep me out of trouble. Let's start a new list. Come now with your call signs twice and slowly. Anybody and everybody.
4CKC, KR4CKC.
0 November Charlie Victor, Phil in Rockville. Kilo Alpha 2 Echo Echo Uniform. Kilo Alpha 2 Echo Echo Uniform.
Delta Whiskey 3 Hotel Lima India. Delta Whiskey 3 Hotel Lima India.
ELG Mobile.
Kilo 4 November Hotel Victor, K4 MHV.
Whiskey Delta 8, Papa India Charlie, WD8PIC.
W5VEO, Whiskey 5 Victor, Echo Oscar, Mobile.
Bravo X-Ray Hotel, Kilo Echo 2, Bravo X-Ray Hotel.
KD2 IWN, KD2 IWN.
Oscar 6, Hotel Delta Sierra, Kilo Oscar 6, Hotel Delta Sierra, 3 Mobile.
Alrighty, let's hold it right there for a minute. We had a couple that we didn't quite get all of your call signs, so we're going to try to get them now. We had one station that was a mobile, and it sounds like the last call sign was an ELV. If that's close to your call sign, come back with your call sign twice and slowly, please.
Kilowatt Bravo 8, Echo Lima Golf. Kilo Bravo 8, England, London, Germany, Mobile, Northwest Ohio.
By golly, we got to that time. All right, Brian in Delta, Ohio. Good morning, Brian. All right, be back with you in just a little bit there. Let's tell you who we got here. We have N4RHE, Roger, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We have KO6HDS, Rod, San Diego, California, is new to the system. We have KD2 IWN, Tim, Hamburg, New York. We have KE2BXH8 in Long Beach, New York. N4KHZ, John, Rochester, New York. We have W5VEO, Doug, Lubbock, Texas. KJ4LXJ, Rex in Crystal River, Florida, via text. We have WD8PIC, Bob, down in Pennsylvania. We got NHB, Nick in Sebring, Florida. Again, we had KB8ELG, Brian in Delta, Ohio. He's mobile. DW3HLI, Henry, Poblacion G. Cameling, which doesn't really say where that is, but we'll be back with him. KA2EEU, Scott, Spring, Texas. KE0NCV, Phil in Rockville, Maryland. We have KR4CKC, Bill, Oklahoma, Florida. And AJ0EF, Joe, West Seneca, New York. Let's jump down to our mobile station, KB8ELG, Brian, over there in Delta, Ohio. Good morning, Brian. Question of the day, do you still use a traditional camera to take photos, or do you just use your cell phone? Morning, Brian.
Good morning. Good morning to my friend Bob. Actually, I use both. I still have an old Fuji Finetech 700 that I use for quite a bit because I like the how it operates, and it actually looks like a camera. As far as pixel qualities and stuff like that, no, it's not nearly as high a resolution, but it still has a more natural feel when you're taking it through places. So
I guess that's my story on the cameras. Back over to net control. T-Mobile, out.
All righty, thank you, Brian. Have a great day. All right, let's jump up to the top of the list and go down it. AJ0EF, Joe, West Seneca, New York. Good morning, Joe.
While I have a regular camera, I don't know when the last time it's seen the light of day. We seem to do everything with the cell phones now. With that, I'll turn it back to net control. This is AJ0EF73.
All right, thank you, Joe. Have a great day. Next up, KR4CKC, Bill in Oklahoma, Florida. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, and the rest of the Brew. I have photography is my hobby, so I use a traditional. I'm using a Canon 35mm full frame, so I do not use my iPhone at all for taking pictures. I'll stick with my Canon. So KR4CKC, you'll have a good day, 73s.
All righty, thank you, Bill. Have a great day yourself. Next up, we have KE0NCV, Phil, Rockville, Minnesota. Good morning, Phil.
Net control and everyone on the net. I used to have several cameras around the house. They may be around here somewhere, but like everyone else, it's just too convenient having a cell phone with a phone or with a camera in it. Which also, I have said for many years, substantiates the fact that there are nothing like a Bigfoot or Sasquatch or anything like that. Can you imagine the amount of cameras that are in people's hands and we still don't know the truth about a Sasquatch?
Well, my theory on that is they all shaved and they blended in with society. Just watch how people act and how big they are these days. All right, thank you, Phil. Have a great day. KA2EEU, Scott, Spring, Texas. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, good morning, everyone. KA2EEU. I just came across a camera in a bin in my garage this weekend. But we do everything with cell phone cameras now. The technology has improved so much, so that's our main source. Back to you in the net. 7-3s, everybody have a blessed day. KA2EU.
All righty, thank you, Scott. You as well. And I tell you what, my wife's Google phone that she has, the camera on that thing is absolutely amazing. She's hardly even touched her traditional camera since she got that thing. Next up, DW3HLI, Henry. I guess he's in the Philippines. Good morning, Henry.
QSL. Likewise, good morning. Although I have a Nikon D90 digital camera, I do not use it anymore because it's heavy, bulky. I always use my smartphone to take pictures. Good morning and good evening from the Philippines. Back to you, net control. Over.
Alrighty, thank you, Henry. Have a good evening. Next up, we have K4NHP Nick in Sabring, Florida. Good morning, Nick.
Well, good morning to everybody here on the net. I've got an iPhone 13 Pro that takes great pictures. Everybody have a great day. K4NHV.
Alrighty, thank you, Nick. Have a great day. Next up, down in Sylvania, Ohio, we got WD8PIC Bob. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. And you know how I'm going. ELG, I heard you fine on the input. I heard you great on the input too, by the way. And obviously, well, for anybody that doesn't know, I'm totally blind, so I would probably break the camera and I wouldn't be able to take a good picture with it anyway. I know how important the pictures are to the sighted world, but you know, obviously they're not as important to me in the blind world. My favorite color is black, just because that's the only one I see, not because I'm racist. Everyone have a great rest of the day, and thank you very much for letting me in here. WD8PIC at Sylvania, Ohio, but I like having a good time. 7-3.
Alrighty, Bob, you have a great day, and enjoy. A little bit cooler weather for you down there. Next up, KJ4LXJ Rex in Crystal River, Florida. Good morning, Rex.
Good morning to you and the rest of the Brew crew. I do have a digital camera. I haven't used it in a long time. It's only 8 megapixels. My iPhone 13 has, I think, a 20 megapixel camera in it, and it takes way better pictures. KJ4LXJ, back to the net.
Alrighty, thank you, Rex. Have a great day. Next up, we have W5VEO Doug in Lubbock, Texas. Good morning, Doug.
Hey, good morning to all on the Brew crew, and had another rainy night, so our humidity will be way up again in Lubbock for what we're used to. We're used to the single-digit humidities, and I don't know that we've seen those in a while. And every picture I take now is probably on my iPhone. I do have a digital SLR. I think it's gathering dust in a box somewhere. Back to net, W5VEO Mobile.
Yeah, copy that. We probably got 2 or 3 digital cameras sitting in a box somewhere around here that probably haven't seen the light of day since cell phones started having cameras. Next up in for KHZ, John, Rochester, New York. Good morning, John. In for KHZ, are you still with us? You're not getting through, John. Maybe you can try to check in again later or something, but not through. Let's jump down to KE2BXH, Aiden, Long Beach, New York. Good morning, Aiden.
Morning, everyone who's listening. KE2BXH in Long Beach, New York. To answer the question, I would have to say sometimes, because I actually do have a traditional camera with me in our family, so I'm going to sometimes. For the rest of my day, we'll see what happens. 73, back to net control.
Alrighty, thank you. Have a great day. Let's jump down to KD2 IWN, Tim, Hamburg, New York. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Al, Vicky, everybody on the Brew crew. Well, you know, it just seems like ever since the iPhone and cell phones that took over taking pictures, photo albums are a thing of the past. I have bins full of photo albums that my parents put together back in the day. And we started doing that probably when my son was born in 2000. And then, you know, once he got to be 8, 9, I think we're even less than that, those photo albums stopped because we took everything on cell phones. So we really don't have those photo albums to look through, which I really miss. So we're going to have to do something. This is really stirring up a suggestion or a thought for me to see if we can't figure out how to get these digital albums put together somehow. We have those digital frames, which are nice. You can send pictures from your cell phone to these digital frames that sit on our counter, and it just kind of automatically flips through all these pictures, and you sit there and watch it. It's like a little show. But it's still not the same. But have to rekindle that. But we have the digital camera in the house, but like other people, it sits there waiting to become an antique. So we all use the iPhone. That's it for me today. A little bit of drizzle here in western New York, keeping us cool, and we'll take it. 82 IWN, back to you guys.
All righty, thank you, Tim. Have a great day. KO6 HD San Diego, California. Good morning.
Morning, KO6HGS. Working at Rainbow Mount today. They say the best camera is the one you have with you, so 99% of what we're using here is our cell phone. 7-3.
All right, well, thanks for checking in this morning. We see you're new to the system. If you are new to the system, and you have a valid email address on QRZ, we will send you a welcome letter. And thank you for checking in, as usual, this morning and becoming part of the East Coast Reflector team. Next up, in for R8E, Roger, Fort Lauderdale. Good morning, Roger.
K8BAC, good morning, clever cousin Vicky. Thank you for stepping up and bringing your energy on this palindrome net number. November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo. Phone camera. It's most convenient. I have a drawer full of the rest that I should probably remove their batteries. Back in the day before cell phone cameras, I would go into the souvenir shop and look at the postcards to get ideas on where to stand to compose my photos. Roger M. Enthusiast, return to net.
All righty, thank you, Roger. Have a great day. Yeah, that's a good idea, too. Got a couple of text check-ins. KD2WRJ Mike in Kamloops, New York. W5MHG Mark in Albuquerque, New Mexico, along with Gracie. And W2EM Chuck in Lancaster, New York. Let's jump up to Mike, KD2WRJ. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Brew Crew. Yes, I do have another camera other than my phone, but I don't use it as much as I should, so this is a good reminder for me to break that thing out and take a couple shots with it. So, good question for today. Hope everybody's having a good day and a good week. This is KD2WRJ, back to the net.
All righty, thank you, Mike. Have a great day. Let's go to W5MHG Mark in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Good morning, Mark.
Looking forward to that. Thanks for all you do and Vicky putting up with us. She doesn't want any pictures of us, and we love that text line. W5MHG 73.
All righty, thank you, Mark, and give Gracie an extra treat for me. All right, let's go to W2EM Chuck over there in Lancaster, New York. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, Al, and the rest of the Brew Crew. I use when you say traditional camera, I have film cameras, but, I don't use them anymore. But as far as digital cameras go, I have a Sony that I use quite a bit, and I have a very tiny Canon that will, slip in a real small pocket. So that's a great one to carry around. And I like using them a little bit better than the iPhone. I have a problem getting the pictures off the iPhone. I don't know, I've never been able to get them off very easily. It's a pain in the neck. Anyway, back to that, W2EM.
All righty, thank you, Chuck. Have a great day. Got about 4 minutes left. Let's take a few more check-ins. Come now to the call signs twice and slowly.
Kilo Oscar 4, Foxtrot Bravo Mike. Kilo Oscar 4, Foxtrot Bravo Mike, in and out. Good morning. W8AKY.
Whiskey Mike Yankee India. Delta Whiskey number 3 Mike Yankee India.
Kilo
Kilo Alpha 5, Golf Sierra Sierra. Kilo Alpha 5, Golf Sierra.
Kilo Romeo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta, in and out this morning.
All right, let's hold it up right there for a minute. I'm going to tell you who we got. Got KO4 FBM Jose in St. Cloud. He was in and out. Thanks, Jose, for stopping in this morning. We had KR4 BAD David in Fuquay, Varina, North Carolina. I think I said that right this time. He was in and out. Thanks for checking in this morning. We heard DU7 EFX Jufel in Bliss, Labanyan. We had 4H1QMY Randolph in the Philippines. We had KA5 GSS Shane, Beaumont, Texas. We had 4H1MYI Carlos in the Philippines. We had NW4Q Jim in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I think I heard W8AKY Scotty in there and Adrian. And KO4 FPM, we know he's in and out. So let's see did we miss anybody else in that little pile up? There might have been a few more. Come back with your call signs and we'll run through the list.
KJ5,
Whiskey 3, Mike Yankee, India. Delta Whiskey 3, Mike Yankee, India.
All right, out of that one, we got W9SAM Sam in Union, Ohio. We did get Delta Whiskey 3 MYI Carino in the Philippines. And we got KJ5LJJ Gregory in Purvis, Mississippi. Let's jump up to the top of the list. W8AKY. Good morning, Scott. Question of the day, do you still use a traditional camera to take photos?
K8 DAC in the morning brew. Good morning, everybody, and thanks for letting me check in. This is my first time. Strictly cell phone cameras anymore. Just like everybody else said, convenience of the whole thing. Used to have a lot of 35 millimeters around here back in the day. I was a fan of the Argus C3, and if anybody doesn't know what that is, you saw lots of them in the Harry Potter movies. They were a great camera, and they were made right over here to Ann Arbor, Michigan. They were old and kind of clunky, but they took good pictures. And it really wasn't an SLR camera. They were kind of strange. You had two viewfinders. You had one that looked out directly over the lens, and then you had one that looked down through the lens, and it was like an optical illusion. And to focus the thing, you turned two images into one. It was really weird, but they worked good. Other than that, the only other thing I can add to this is, if anybody remembers a really strange-looking camera called a Canon Sure Shot that came out just before digital cameras took off. Those things were amazing. My buddy actually took a picture of a helicopter one day, and it was flying low and slow, and you could actually see the blades. It was really bizarre. He was using some kind of high-speed film. Other than that, that's all I got. Back to you, Al, and thanks for letting me check in. KAPAC in the net, W8AKY will be clear and listening.
All righty, thank you, Scotty. We'll catch up with you later, I'm sure. Next up, NW4Q Jim, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, great net this morning. We use the camera on the phone. Thanks a lot.
All righty, thank you, Jim. Have a great day. DW3MYI Carino in the Philippines. Good morning. nothing. Let's jump down to KA5 GSS. Shane in Beaumont. Good morning, Shane.
Good morning. This is KA5GSS. We have a digital camera. It's up in a closet, I believe. Nowadays, it's just cell phones and send them to your friends. Hope everybody has a great day. KA5GSS. Back to net control.
All righty. Thanks, Shane. Have a great day. Next up, 4H1QMY. Randolph in the Philippines. Good morning, Randolph.
Yes, good morning. Kilo Echo 8, Bravo Alpha Charlie, 401 Quebec Mike Yankee. Yeah, somehow I used the Kodak camera before, but as of now, as cell phone produce for the high quality of pictures. So that's why I always use now cell phone. That's all. Thank you. Good morning. And 73. God bless.
All righty. Thank you for checking in this morning. Have a great day. Next up, DU7EFX. Jabel in the Philippines. Good morning. Hearing anything from DU7EFX. Let's wrap up this day with KJ5LJJ, Gregory in Purvis, Mississippi. Good morning, Gregory.
Hey, good morning, Brew Crew. For traditional pictures, I use a Canon M50 Mark II for traditional photos and stuff, portraits. And I use my cell phone sometimes. Back to you, net control.
All righty, thank you, Gregory. Have a great day. And with that, I'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you for checking in on the East Coast Reflector Morning Brew Net. This net meets Monday through Friday, except for holidays, from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we now return the East Coast Reflector to normal amateur radio use. 73s, everybody.
You on PZK's listening?
PZK, listen. November 4, Lima Tango Echo, listening.
W0TMO, W0TMO, CQ. 0TMO.